Have you ever wrestled with God? Really wrestled with him? Not like King David, who danced before the Lord with all his might, or like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who refused to bow down to a burning fiery furnace. No, not a physical wrestling match. I'm talking about a heart-wrenching, tearful, desperate kind of wrestling match that happens in the middle of the night when you're alone and no one can see your tears. That's exactly what happened to Jacob way back in Genesis chapter 32, verses 22 to 32. Let's read it. Alone at night, Jacob was left alone, and he wrestled with a man until the break of day. And when he saw that he could not overcome him, he touched Jacob's hip and wrenched it. And Jacob said, "Let me go, for the day is breaking." But the man said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." So Jacob said, "Please bless me, God." Then the man said to Jacob, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with men and have overcome." Then Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, "For here I have seen God face to face, and my life has been spared." Now, if you've ever spent a sleepless night tossing and turning in bed, consumed by anxiety or worry, then you know how helpless and desperate you can feel. That's exactly how Jacob felt as he wrestled with this mysterious man throughout the night. He tried his best, but he just couldn't overcome. And then when the man touched his hip and wrenched it, he cried out in pain and anguish. "Let me go," he begged. "The day is breaking." But the man's response was, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Now, doesn't that remind you of your own life when you've begged God to help you, and he simply said, "I won't help you unless you trust me"? And so Jacob wrestled with God all night long. And when he finally realized that he couldn't win the match, he submitted himself to God and asked for a blessing. Now, I don't know about you, but that's exactly what I need to do every time I wrestle with God in the middle of the night. I have to realize that I'm not going to win, that I'm not going to defeat him. And then I have to submit myself to him and ask for his blessing. You see, Jacob's name means he will deceive, or he will supplant. But God changed his name to Israel, which means he who wrestles with God. Why? Because Jacob had just wrestled with God all night long. He had struggled with him, and in that struggle, he had overcome. And so God said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob," which means he will deceive, but Israel, which means he who wrestles with God, because you have wrestled with me and with men and have overcome. Now, I don't know what you're going through right now, but I do know that you're going through something. And if you'll take your struggles, your hurts, your disappointments, your fears and your worries to God and wrestle with him over them, then I promise you, he will change your name. He will change your situation. He will bless you. And you'll walk away from the experience knowing that you've overcome.